Hi everybody, it's time to start the webinar right now. Good morning everybody, and first of all, it's been great honor, and also it's a great opportunity for us to giving an opportunity from IEEE chapter, St. Joseph's Institute of Technology. So thank you very much everybody, welcome to the webinar. So welcome to the Vega Institute as well. So we are one of the pioneers in the industry who's doing most of the security courses. So when it comes to about Vega Institute, we have numerous of partnerships, and as well as we are expanding globally, and right now we are expanding in some other countries as well. And right now, HQ is from Mauritius, and we have operations in India, Kenya, Johannesburg, Madagascar, Rwanda, and Botswana, and still we are expanding to Europe and US as well. So that's our small description about our Vega Institute. So when it comes to the location, and we are quite new to India, but for the industry we are not new, and we have been in a long time and very well grounded in Africa as well. So when it comes to what this hacking program, first of all, so in this session what we are going to discuss. So in this session, what we are going to discuss is we are going to talk about complete ethical hacking, and so in the legal things, whatever the legal aspects of hacking. So that's what we call as ethical hacking. So I'll be discussing, whether the ethical hacking is legal or illegal. So those things we will discuss in this session. And as well as this session will give you the overall idea about the ethical hacking, and as well as all the fundamentals I am trying to cover within 1 hour time, and give you the bread and butter of the whole idea about the ethical hacking, and as well as, and I will make sure what exactly ethical hacking looks like. So, and also after this particular program, and so we can I will discuss further as well, so we can do Vega certified white hat hacker program. So what's the program is about, and what depth, and everything I will discuss later part of this session. So first of all, who am I? And so just to give an introduction, I'm Suman Subramaniam, and the instructor and consultant for Vega Institute. And I've been in the industry more than 15 years, and most of the time I spend my time on cybersecurity stuff, and even my PhD also I'm doing in cybersecurity research. And as well as I do trainings globally, and doing the consultings as well. So that's a small in the introduction about myself. So who's hacker? We'll start the session. Now we are going inside the session. So first of all, before starting who's hacker, we need to understand what is hacking is. So whether hacking is legal. So there are misconception also there. So what are the misconception is? So some always say the hacking is illegal. Not like that. So there are two aspects. If you have authentication and authorization, if there is an organization, if you are planning to do a penetration testing, if an organization is letting you to do the hacking, so that's called as actually penetration testing. So in that case, hacking is not going to be a illegal thing. But without the organization's permissions, if you are planning to do any hacking work, if you are trying to compromise the security controls, if you are trying to find system vulnerabilities, and if you are trying to access the system resources, so at that time it's going to be completely illegal. So when it comes to hacking, so it's all about identifying the vulnerabilities, and with the vulnerabilities we are trying to find out how we can compromise any system, or else how we can compromise any websites or any applications. So, and same when it comes to illegal side of the hacking, so if you have steal these credentials, if you are doing the stealing the credentials, or else if you are doing the pilfering, and same if you wanted to redistribute, and if you are breaching the intellectual property rights, then there will be a lot of business loss will be coming. So in that case, so this will be what considered as complete illegal thing. Now it's time to discuss about the hacker. So when you get the hacker, who's the hacker is? So who's the hacker in the sense that don't think in the wrong perspective. The hacker in the sense it's a notorious guy who's doing all the illegal things in computer, not like that. So hacker in the sense is having excellent computer skills. So when it comes to hacking, and he needs to have the software knowledge, in-depth software knowledge, in-depth hardware knowledge, in-depth networking knowledge as well. So honestly say, when it comes to white hat hackers nowadays, so most of the freshers who starting their career in hacking, they start without the programming background. It's better you start with the programming background, because if you get world's leading hackers who does biggest compromisation and all, they are very good at programming. So I will recommend later so what sort of programming languages you need to focus, and so how you can be able to implement your career goal. So when it comes to hacking, so most of the hackers, what they used to do is, so they used to do this as hobby as well. So those are called as script kiddies. So I will let you know in the later part of the session, okay, who's the script kiddie is. So when it comes to hacking, so we need to understand what is ethical hacking is, because this program is completely, we are going to discuss about ethical hacking. So what is ethical hacking, and also why ethical hacking is needed. So that's what we need to discuss in this session. So what is ethical hacking? Whether it's ethical, first of all, as I already told you, it's ethical if you are doing with the proper credentials by the organization, or else by the person who's owning the website. If you are planning to do the penetration testing at that time, it'll be legal. So when it comes to ethical hacking, what we do first, why we need. So if you are building a system, or else if you are building a website, or else if you are building an application, always you need to understand whether there is a vulnerabilities in that particular application or system or website. So in that case, so what ethical hackers will do, so they will find out the vulnerabilities, and they will try to exploit the vulnerabilities and see whether it's compromisable. If it is compromisable, so then they will let you know the organization, or else they'll let you know the person who's owning the website. These are the bugs, okay, your website is having, then they can be able to easily fix it. So that's the main reason we need ethical hacking. So those are the main reasons. Okay, first of all, we need to prevent. So once we prevent it, we will understand, right, what are the vulnerabilities that we have. So those vulnerabilities also easily we can search. So let's see the later part of this session, how to do the vulnerability search. So you don't need to do a vulnerability testing tools, the bigger tools like Nessus and everything. Most of the vulnerabilities you can be able to find out in the web itself. I will be discussing about the Google Docs, and as well as I'll be discussing about the little bit of the showdown, and as well as there are enough vulnerability research sites are there. So I will let you know what are the sites are available. You can see the vulnerabilities already identified by the exploiters, or else we can call as a hackers. So when it comes to ethical hacking, so first of all you need to find out the target, okay, what you are going to target, and as well as what you are going to hack. So that's one of the main target that you need to focus on. So if you wanted to think of being an ethical hacker, what are the technical skills and non-technical skills you have to be good at? So that's one of the very important part in this session. Okay, so one of the important target is to make you to understand and what are the technical skills, what are the non-technical skills that you need to have to become a ethical hacker. So when it comes to technical skills, you need to have a very good idea about the operating system environment, such as the operating systems like Windows, Unix, Linux, Macintosh, and now very importantly the Kali Linux. So I will be discussing about the Kali Linux, and as well as later part of this session I will announce you one of the surprise, and that we are building our own Kali Linux platform as well. So that's going to be awesome. I will discuss a little bit of that as well. So when it comes to technical skills, so you need to have a proper networking background, you need to have a networking knowledge, and you need to know about all the networking concepts, technologies, what are the network related hardwares, what are the softwares, and how softwares are working, how the operating system is working, how operating system kernel is designed. So these are the platform that you need to have. So in one words, if I wanted to tell, you need to have a computer, you need to be a computer expert. So you need to adapt all the technical skills, all the technical domains you have to be very good at. So, and the next part is the security principles. That means, I think if you are studying in the university, and most of the security, but the basics have already finished by the professors. So the professors who teach, okay, all the theory is already so taught to you. So that's more than enough because you are very good knowledge about the security area. If you don't have the security area knowledge, so please read the security related articles and security related so the courses you can follow, and you can find out and what is exactly the security is. So because in order to become a hacker, everybody can play around with the tools, but if you wanted to become a well knowledgeable hacker, you need to have a high technical skills. If you don't have high technical skills, you will be so finding difficult when it comes to the job environment, because the job environment are always seeking for a person who's having exceptional skills. So that's what we are also planning in our ethical hacking program. We need to make sure you are competent enough for the industry, because industry is always looking for a person who's having the exceptional skills. So these are the technical skills you need to make sure you are competent enough with technical skill background. So when it comes to non-technical skills, so this is common thing. So everybody knows you have to ability to learn, because nowadays it's very challenging, because every day lots of updates are coming in terms of operating system, in terms of application, in terms of new features are coming in the applications. So for that purpose, you have to ability to learn. So it's continuous learning is very important to become an ethical hacker. The another thing is you need to have the strong ethics, and you need to have a better communication skills. Why I talk about the better communication skills for the hacker? You might heard about social engineering hackers. So social engineering hackers, they are very good at talking, and by the talking they will compromise your details. So later there is a small part I'll be discussing about the social engineering. I'll let you know and what are the things you should not do it when you are talking to anybody, because compromising the people is very easy. You can get information from their mouth itself. So the next one is committed to security policies. That's very important. The ethical hacker, in the sense you have to committed to the security policies already assigned by the government, and already assigned by the organization, because you need to work under the security policy. If they have some of the security policies, you should not breach these things. Please don't do that. If you are breaking those, then you will considered as a black hat guy. So when it comes to awareness, you need to know about the standards and the laws. So that depends on the country, it differs. So for that purpose, you need to go through your country laws. Depending on the country laws only, you have to do any hacking activity. So these are the non-technical skills, so normally expected from the industry for a hacker. So when it comes to hacker classes, what are the hacker classes are there? There are a lot of classes. So first, I'm going to discuss a little bit about the black hat, because everybody, that is kind of a catchy word everybody likes. So what is black hat guys? The black hat guys, in the sense, he is personally I consider this person as a real hacker, because he's not going to play around only with the hacking tools already available on web or else GitHub. Not like that. This person is having extraordinary computing skills. He can be able to do a lot of malicious activities, destructive activities, and also very good at cracking as well. Cracking any software and writing exploits, doing the reverse engineering, and same like finding the bug, that means the bug bounty, and doing the malware analysis. They are very good in many areas, so they are called as black hat. They don't consider whether it's legal thing, whether it's illegal thing. They will just hack it. So those are called as the black hats. The white hats. So white hat, in the sense, these are called as ethical hackers. So why I call these as ethical hackers? Because they will be, so or else we can call the white hat hacker as a penetration tester. So what penetration tester does? The penetration tester, he will start the penetration testing work with the authentication and the authorization of the organization. So in that case, the white hat hacker is having the very good skills, not up to the level of black hat sometimes. He's having a very good hacking skills, especially the defensive skills. So for the defensive purpose, for an example, if the organization wanted to do the penetration testing, in the sense why they need to do the penetration testing? In the penetration testing, they need to make sure we don't have any vulnerabilities. Our bugs need to be fixed. And after we fix the bugs, and we need to make sure our environment is completely secure. So for that purpose, they wanted to do the defending work. So in that case, the white hat hackers, what they will do is, in order to do the defending purpose, they will find out the vulnerabilities and they will help the organization to fix it. For an example, we also have one program and the white hat hacker, and also pre-program also there. I will discuss that part in the later part of the course. The next part is the gray hats, and these people are suspicious always. So why call these people are suspicious? Because the suspicious is they are black hat or white hat. They are in between two. So there is an individual who works for both. That means for the defensive purpose also, and sometimes and the offensive purpose also, and sometimes work as a black hat as well. Mostly the hackers who works for the government, and they used to work as gray hats. And because depending on the situation, they will hack like a black hat and they will hack like a white hat as well. The suicide hackers. So normally some of the hackers are there. They never worry about what are the legal infringement they are going to face. They never worry about what sort of punishment that you are going to face. They will just hack it. So they are part of black hat, but black hat little bit careful, because they know if I do this mistake, okay, these are the consequences is going to be. The government going to be punished like this way, or as the organization going to sue me, and they know, okay, what exactly will happen when the attack is done. But the suicide hackers, they never bother about anything, and they will just hack it. The next one, the script kiddies. Once you finish our program as well, that means the Vega certified white hat hacker program, you will become a script kiddie first of all. And after that, we will help you to become a real white hat hacker in that program itself. The script kiddie, in the sense, they are very good. They don't have any skills at all. They know the basics of security, basics of hacking, and they know basics of networking. They are very good at the tools already there in the market. There are thousands of tools. There are enough tools are there to do the ethical hacking work, but they will use these tools against for the black hat purpose. For an example, one research shows world's 80% networks attacked by these script kiddies, because they are very good at playing around with the tools, and sometimes they don't know what exactly that tool does is. Sometimes that tool will be exposing that environment to the real hacker, and same like that will be creating the loopholes as well. So for that purpose, they don't know what exactly you have to do. The script kiddies make the biggest damage. And same as if you get the cyber terrorist, and they have the political motivation, and the individuals with wide range of skills and motivated with religious or political beliefs to create fear for the large scale disruption of the computer networks. So these are the people are called as cyber terrorists. So when it comes to the state-sponsored hackers in the sense, the individuals employed by the government to penetrate and gain top secret information to damage information system of the governments. For an example, okay, I can't tell, okay, this government is doing this one. Okay, some of the governments, what they used to do is they used to have the spy, and they are spying on the different governments, the other countries. So those are called as state-sponsored hackers. And the next one is called as the hacktivist. This is kind of a new word, and everybody is nowadays really care about it. So this is individuals who promotes the political agenda by hacking. By doing the hacking, they will be doing the political agenda. For an example, if they wanted to popularize themselves, or else if you wanted to deface some of the side, okay, which is against them, or else if you wanted to disable any websites, okay, which is against them. So those things, okay, done by the what? The state sponsored hackers. So when it comes to blue team versus red team, when you're going to the industry after finishing your degree, after finishing your professional courses, when you're getting to the industry, the organization divide you as two: blue team, red team. But some organizations are there, they do the only blue team work, and some organizations are there, they do only the red team work. So when it comes to blue team and the red team, so what's the difference between those? If you get the blue team, an approach where a set of security responders performs analysis of an information to assess the adequacy of the security. That means it's like a white hat guys. So they have some sort of access privilege to the information, and the organization will give some of the privileges to them. And after that, they will just check the vulnerabilities of the environment. So now you can easily understand what's the blue team, okay, what the red team is going to be. So red team in the sense you're not going to give any sort of information. So those information, every information they have to find out. They have to find out the vulnerability. They have to exploit the environment. They have to do the complete penetration testing. And normally we call this as a black box penetration testing. I will explain. Okay, what is black box? What is white and all. So,
but here's a
just have a look
vulnerability
of
in the
this
firewall.
Video. This is what you see in the films, right?
Yes.
Have a look.
Okay, now we're in.
Never doubted you.
Now let's see who's behind the curtain. Wait, something's wrong.
What is it?
We didn't hack in, we were let in. It's a honeypot. Program is sophisticated. They're using a worm to infect any devices connected to our private network, including our phones. They're listening to us right now. Destroy your phone.
Wait.
You know how to find me.
Who are you? Who are you?
So now you have seen the video. This is what everybody is thinking hacking is, but it's not like that. So it can't be done this fast, because in order to penetrate the environment, take information, it will take time. So if you have the misconceptions like this, you can do hacking in this way, it's completely wrong. This is what shown in the films. Everybody might have enjoyed, and I think most of you might have get interest on hacking by seeing this. So now we'll see what's really hacking is, and how hacking has to be done, and also what are the phases of hackings are there, and how much time it will take, because it's not an overnight work. Sometimes it will take days and days to hack into one environment, because you need to find out the vulnerabilities. So if there are already found vulnerabilities are available, yes, you can do the hacking so faster, but not like film. So it will take time. Okay, that's what we are going to see. So what you have seen in the video right now, and that's completely filmed. So don't think, okay, this is what you are going to do the hacking. So if you go, okay, if you get the hacking, and first of all, we need to understand. So there are testings that need to be done. So after testing, I will come to the phases of hacking. So there are, what I told you before the video, and the black box testing, white box testing, and as well as the gray box testing. If you get the black box testing in the sense, normally the penetration testers, when you're hiring the penetration testers, already I told you why we need to hire the penetration tester, to identify the vulnerabilities. If you're going to identify the vulnerabilities, so you can hire the penetration tester in 3 ways. One is the black box testing. You can hire for him for the black box testing. Next one is for the white box testing, and the next one is for the gray box testing. Let's see what is black box testing in a sense. Black box testing, in the sense, it's kind of a blind testing. What is blind testing? In this testing, we are not going to give any sort of information to the penetration testing team. This is the environment. You are going to check the vulnerabilities. So in that case, what they will do is they will see the vulnerabilities without having any prior knowledge. They will be doing a lot of testing. That testings are called as blind testing, or else we can call this as a double blind testing also, because they don't have any information. Even they don't know any information about actually what sort of ISP that you're using as well. There are many ISPs are there, because ISP itself, there are some vulnerabilities are there. Sometimes when we are doing the black box testing, even myself, okay, when I'm doing the black box testing, if there are vulnerabilities in the ISP itself, I take advantage of it. So you are not going to give any information. Every information they will identify themselves. That's called as the black box testing. Next one is the white box testing. White box testing, in the sense, you are not going to give complete information, not the credentials, not the authentication, not the authorization, but you are going to give complete infrastructure information. This is the topology is exactly about. So once you get the information, they will start doing the testing. That's called as white box testing. And the next one is the gray box. Gray box, in the sense, you're not going to give every information, the limited information that you will be giving. So let's see if there is an organization. They are thinking like they are more critical infrastructure is the Active Directory environment. They are not going to give Active Directory information to you. They will give such information. Let's see, they wanted to do the web server penetration testing. They will give just web server information only. But web server authentication, authorization, where it goes, where the databases are, those things, you have to do it by yourself. That's called as the gray box testing. So in the gray box testing also, when you are going to do, and you need to gather the information by yourself. And also, when you are going to gather information, the first phase of hacking is footprinting. In the footprinting, what we do is we do a lot of vulnerability research. There are enough tools are there, but you don't have to suffer yourself that much. The reason is because there are enough vulnerability research websites are there. So if you see the vulnerability websites, if I see a few, Hackerstorm. So if you go to the hackerstorm.co.uk, so that's one of the very good website. You can see the vulnerabilities. And so SE Magazine, semagazine.com, computerworld.com, and same like securitymagazine.com, securityfocus.com, helpnet security, and the windowssecurity.com. So all the vulnerabilities mentioned by themselves itself. If you wanted to see the Windows vulnerability testing, so I don't know, most of the attackers, they like attacking the Windows environment. So for that purpose, they wanted to find out the Windows vulnerabilities. You can just go to the technet.microsoft.com. You can find all the vulnerabilities are there. So that's the vulnerability research by doing the footprinting. So when you are doing the footprinting, so you need to make sure you have gathered enough information. So I will tell, what are the information that you need to gather. But before that, I need to tell one thing. When you are going to do the penetration testing, there are phases. I know where so organization is worrying. When you are doing the penetration testing, you can do the pre-attack phase penetration testing. This is always good. Prevention is always better than the cure. So always make sure you are having the enough prevention. In the prevention, you are doing the planning part of it, planning the penetration testing, and you are going to make sure which sort of penetration testing that you are going to do. If the organization is new, if you don't have much more sensitive information, I would recommend to go for a black box testing. So they will be checking all the vulnerabilities. If there are any vulnerabilities, quickly you can be able to fix it. And you need to find out what sort of network infrastructure information that you're going to give it to the penetration testers, whether it's a black box or as white box or as gray box. And the attacking phase, the next part. So attacking phase, in the sense, the organization is under attack right now. This is the dangerous one. This is the dangerous one because already attack is going on. Already the attacker is inside the environment. At that time, 100% penetration testing is important because you need to understand what sort of exploits exploited in the environment. What sort of exploits exploited in the environment and how those exploits are working and whether those exploits are dangerous to your environment as well. So you need to make sure whether that particular exploit is available in your environment one by one. You have to isolate the network environment depending on the attack. I'm not going to say this is what you have to do, and depending on the attack you have to see and getting rid of the information. And the post attack, this is what, especially in Asia, this is the place most of the organization worry about. They don't do proper testing, and finally when the problem comes, they will come here. They will come here and they will ask, okay, we are under attack right now, we have to do a proper penetration testing. That's what, okay, they're always coming to us. So in this environment, what will happen is exactly, so you can't be able to understand what sort of attacks been done and what sort of information is compromised. So for that purpose, you will be hiring the penetration tester. So he will be doing the enough work of clearing the attack and as well as cleaning up the environment, what sort of exploits are already exploited. So those exploits need to be cleared. So for that purpose, so what attacker will do is, so he will be simply exploited everything, but that distracted information need to be find out by the penetration tester itself. So that is the post attack. So let's see what is footprinting is. So let's go to the footprinting. And when it comes to hacking phases, first of all, you need to do the footprinting. And after the footprinting, you have to do the recurrence. And that is part of the footprinting. And some penetration testers, okay, they used to do the footprinting and the recurrence together. And the next part is you need to find out find out the ports and everything in there. You will be doing the scanning part of it, and the next part is the enumeration, and finally you will be exploiting to the system. System, that's what will happen here. So when it comes to footprinting, what is footprinting? In the footprinting, in the sense collecting information. So you will be collecting enough information. So you will be collecting the complete enough information in that particular information. So you will be gathering all the sensitive information of the organization. So you can do that search through any search engine itself. Any search engine itself, you have to do it. And even if it comes to Google itself, you can do the vulnerability research, and you can be able to do through the Shodan also. Shodan, one of the search engine, okay, that will be searching from the deep web and the deep web search. But you don't have to rely on the Shodan itself right now. You can be able to get a lot of information from the Google Docs and as well as the Google hacking database. So we'll see. So how we can be able to gather information from there. So when you're going to do the footprinting part, what are the things that you're going to gather through the footprinting? So in order to do the footprinting, let's see if you're going to do the footprinting of a website. So there are directly, if you are planning to do the footprinting directly on web, you will be in problem, because you know the reason why. They will find out, because the monitoring tools are not sleeping. Monitoring tools easily will find out so who's trying to attack our environment. So for that purpose, any websites, if you are going to do the footprinting, I'm taking website as an example. So if you are going to do the footprinting in website, so first of all you need to understand how that website is designed, how it's worked. So for that purpose, if you are straight away doing the testing, you will easily get caught. So in that case, what you can do is you can use some website mirroring tools. So there are enough tools are there. Few tools, if I wanted to say, one is Black Widow and Teleport Pro, GNU Widget, and Backstreet Browser, PageNest, Hui WebPrint, GNU Widget. These are the tools are there you can use to mirror the website. If you wanted to mirror the website, you can mirror the website. So once you do the footprinting, what sort of information that you can gather? So when it comes to information gathering, so you can collect a lot of information. One is the network information that you can be able to gather. That is simply you can be able to gather domain name, internal domain names, network blocks, the IP addresses, the rogue websites if they have. That also you can find out TCP information, UDP information, right? Networking protocols. So subdomains and everything simply you can find out. Let's see. So how we can find out the subdomain? So let me go to my Kali Linux box, right? If there is any questions, okay, please shoot to me, and I will okay explain throughout this what the simulation what I'm going to do right now, right? So when it comes to the Kali Linux and tool, that's my password, and already I configured, you can see over here, and already I have what, so I have installed a tool called sublister, right? In the sublister, and how to install it, and later maybe I can okay share with you and how sublister need to be installed. But in this case, okay, it will take time, so for that purpose I already installed the sublister. So the sublister is installed in the desktop, you can find out. That's the root directory. Let's go to terminal first. So first of all, where you can get the tool called sublister, that's one of the Python tool. Let me show you. Oh, it's taking time. So I need to download sublister. Yeah, and you can go to GitHub. This is one of the Python developed tool, awesome tool. So you can see this tool is available over here, and this tool is we used, okay, this is one of the OSNT tool. You can enumerate and you can footprint all the subdomains available, even if it is a Yahoo, Google, any search engines, any information if you need, you can get it over here itself, right? So installation options are given over here. Simply you can install, okay, even if you wanted to install in Windows. I know, okay, there are a lot of Windows the fans, and in that case if you wanted to install in Windows, and those options are given over here. So we are going to play around with this okay tool little bit to find out the domains and what sort of information that we can gather. So in that case you can download, or else you can get a clone copy, and you can start install it. But in my case what I have done is, okay, it will take little time, so I don't need to waste much time on it. So in that case I already installed. So let me go to the directory and the CD and the desktop, and in the desktop I'm going to locate the sublister. And if you wanted to give the ls information, the ls information is also there. Now what I'm going to do is, and I'm going to, one of the okay good command okay that I'm going to run, you can see what this particular command is going to do. The Python sublister -h. It's awesome. Now you can see what are the things that you can do with this particular tool. The H is for help. If I go to help, I can find domain information, and I can brute force with this tool. So the brute forcing okay can be done, and I can find out the ports, and same like I can find out the verbose information and engine information as well, and same like the output. So what I'm going to do is right now I'm going to find out some information about Google, because you know the reason why when you are going to do the footprinting, let's say you are planning to attack one of the website. So where the vulnerabilities are there? So it's just in the home page you can't find the vulnerability. There will be a lot of subdomains are there. For an example, we have seen even if it is a Microsoft.com, and sometimes before, and some of the sub pages have been hacked. Okay, learning.microsoft.com, something like that. So in that case, when you are going to do the footprinting, if you are targeting one of the site to attack, so you can attack one of the sub sites as well. So let me, okay, it will take time. So for that purpose, I'll go here, the Python. Sublister, yeah, -d. You need to have a proper internet connectivity to do this testing as well, because it will take a lot of time. Now you can see this sublister Started search from Baidu, Yahoo, Google, Bing, and Ask, Netcraft, DNS Dumper, Virus Total, everywhere, whatever the Google domains are there, it will search and give you the results. In that results, we can see and what sort of information that we can gather about what Google. So for an example, if you are planning to attack one of the Google subdomain or anything, right? And if you need to find out the vulnerabilities, what you can do is you can just check from this tool whether vulnerability is available where and where can I find enough information. As I told you, and we have seen the film clip as well, and the attacking is doing very fast, right? But you can see over here, just for searching, just for enumerating the subdomains, it takes time. So let's go back to the slides and let's come back and see the results, because it will take a little time to give you the results. So for that purpose, I'm going back to the slides, and let's continue, and after that, okay, come back to the point as well. So when it comes to footprinting, as I told you, we can mirror the site, and the next part of it is what you have to do is you have to do the reconnaissance. So in the reconnaissance, attacker already gathers some information in the website or else using some tools. We have seen the sublister also, but sublister did your what footprinting work, reconnaissance work, and the enumeration work together. So all three already been done by the single tool. Okay, so that's what I showed you that particular tool because it does all three work. So when it comes to reconnaissance in the sense, the attacker seeks gather information to the target and in order to launch the attack. So attacker must know what sort of informations are there. So that's what I told you already. There are enough websites also there. I mentioned the website security focus, Hackerstorm, Windows security. They have enough information about the websites and the domains available all over the world. So for that purpose, you can gather information from the website itself, or else you can do the passive reconnaissance or else the active reconnaissance. The passive reconnaissance involves acquiring information without directly interacting to the target. For an example, searching the public records, news releases and all. Because you know the reason why? Most of the organization who targets, they are financially very good at that time only they are targeted by the attackers. So their financial informations are freely available. For an example, Yahoo Finance, the Google Finance, the financial informations are already available. What's the turnover is that particular organization is making. So you can get it easily from the website itself. You don't need to do a docking, you don't need to do a showdown. Simply you can see over there. Okay, so in that case, so if you get the reconnaissance type, and one is passive, one is active. Active reconnaissance involves interacting with the target directly by any means. For an example, getting the information through telephone calls, through the help desk and the technical departments. So normally, in order to crack the passwords, nowadays you can see there are a lot of mobiles are available. You can change your voice. So one person's voice, you can record it, and if you reduce or if you increase your tone, you can merge with that particular voice, and you can talk like they are talking. So in that case, over the phone, if some of the attackers, what they will do is over the phone they will try to attack into your passwords, okay, getting the password over the phone. So that's what all the organization, the security team has instructed, not to give any passwords over the phone. So that's not a good practice. So in that case, you don't need to give any information there. Okay, so that is one of the recurrence part of it, right? So let's go back and see our results is ready or not. So let me check. No, it takes time. So that's what I told you. So any attacking tools, okay, it will take enough time, and as well as we need to have a proper internet speed as well. So in that case, so we can see a proper results over there. So, oh, it's great. Now you can see. It's great. So you can see all the information. Let me expand it. So in this, if you have seen here, so you can see all the Google subdomain information. Awesome tool, you know. Awesome tool. All the information. What sort of information that you need? Every informations are there. If you get the sublister, it searches from there, and the total unique subdomains found under google.com 1217. You can see all are available. All subdomains. You can start doing the attack if you wanted to perform an attack. One of these subdomains where its vulnerabilities are there. So those vulnerabilities you can find out and you can start doing the attack as well. So for that purpose, simply you can do the attack by seeing this. So just see even the document information. What are the documents are there? That publicly available documents by Google. So those informations also available over here. And same like Google Earth information and Earth Engine informations are available. And you can find out, okay, one of these you can find out where the vulnerabilities there. You need to have a good patience. Okay, for a hacker, one of the quality is very important, that's the patience. So if you have the enough patience and you can do testing one by one, so few you can be able to select, and after that you can find out vulnerability somewhere. So this is one of the great tool, and which will be giving you the complete information what we have seen right now, right? And this information is more than enough for you. And okay, this information is easily you can what search through the sublister. That's what I told you. Okay, the sublister will be giving you the complete information of it. Got it? So that's one of the best thing by the what sublister. It has done the enumeration work as well, you have seen already. So let's go, okay, come back to the point again. So if you see the recurrence, the active and the passive recurrence are there already, I told you. The next part of the attack is what? The network scanning. Everybody familiar about this. This is something everybody does. And through the scanning, what you will be doing in the pre-attack and the pre-attack phase also, you have to do it. Okay, this one. And through that you can find out, so what are the ports are open, what are the vulnerabilities are there, and so what sort of services are publicly available. So you can scan everything. For an example, if you wanted to scan the live system, scanning the IDS, if you wanted to scan for the vulnerabilities using the tools like Nessus and all, and if you wanted to see the uptime of the system, if you wanted to grab the banner, and if you wanted to get the complete network topology, so you can be able to easily gather through this. There are enough port scanners are there, network mappers you can use, the ping tools you can use, the vulnerability scanners also there, and there are enough scanning techniques also there. So through the scanning techniques, so we can use many techniques. One is the full open scan, and through nmap, okay, that you can be able to easily do it, the full open scan. That is a TCP okay, scan that you can do. So okay, through the TCP scan you can find out all the established packets, and also you can start gathering the information as well. And same as you can do the stealth scan, that is the off open scan, and the three-way handshake you will be sending. That means, what is three-way handshaking? Okay, everybody knows. You will be sending the SYN packet, and okay, it will be sending back the ACK acknowledged packet, and finally you will be getting the reset packet. Okay, that will be disconnected. So by that time, so that's how the port scanning happens. And same like you can do the inverse TCP flag scanning as well. So through that you can find out by sending the TCP probe packets, you will be okay, sending some flags to the target environment, and you will be checking whether your port is closed or else port is open. And same like you can send the Xmas scan as well. Through the Xmas scan you can okay, send and find out the whatever the remote devices are available, so whether those remote devices are available to compromise. So those information that you can find out through the Xmas scan. And same like ACK flag probe scan you can do through the TTL information that you can find through that. And idle scan, okay, that will be finding out only the web server port 80 and the TCP port information that you can find through the idle scan as well. So same like UDP, ICP, MP scan, there are many scannings, okay, that you can do. Okay, it's a big topic, and we will be discussing thoroughly in our White Hat hacker program. So in that okay, in that time you can find out. And the next part is what? The scanning tools. This is what I told you. And if you want to become a ethical hacker, some of the tools are you have to be very, very good at. So one is you have to be very good at Nessus, Nmap, Wireshark, and Same like if you get Zenmap, and when it comes to the password cracking, the Hydra. So those are the tools, okay, that you can use as well. So, and same like when it comes to what the scanning is something what easy for everybody, because everybody does that. And nowadays you can see in the mobile itself, one of some of the scanners are there very dangerous for used by the penetration tester. For an example, there is a scanner called Sandy, right? Sandy's ZANTI. So that's one of the greatest tool, and you can use it. And for the what I have typed in the what, so I have typed in the chat as well. You can see that's one of the very good tool, and you can run on the mobile platform. That's a very useful tool, and most of the penetration testers they use, and you can use for the hacking purpose as well. So very careful if you are working in the organization in a respective and as well as very responsible position. Please make sure anybody is not running any scanning tools in your environment, because they can be able to attack and they can be able to get into your environment very easily, because most of the organizations wireless are freely available when you are getting to that particular organization. Wireless are not properly managed, not properly secured. So for that purpose, please be careful in that. So when it comes to enumeration, so through the enumeration, what you can do is you can do the create active connection. The footprinting, you gather the information. The recurrence, you find out the ports are open or closed. And the enumeration, you will be making sure what sort of information I can gather. Through the enumeration, you can gather network resources information, network shares, routing tables, and SNMP information, and the DNS details, the machine names, all those information that you can find. And even you can gather the banner as well. So when it comes to banner, and please be careful when you're creating a banner for anything. So most of the Wi-Fi access points, and especially the script kiddies or else the small guys who are get into the IT industry, they used to write some sort of a banners like "hack me if you can." The next day attacker will definitely hack. So don't create any banners which will motivate the hacker to hack into your environment. Please be careful when you are creating some sort of a tools. Please be careful what tools that you are using that will be opening the ports. And same like when you are going to use some sort of a banners, please be careful which sort of banners that you are using. So don't use any banners which will simply encourage the attacker to attack. So most of the for an example, my personal technique, what I used to do is, if I'm going to configure the Cisco router, so I'm gonna give a banner. Maybe I will be giving the one of the Dell switch serial as it is. So when the attacker comes and check, he has found out the banner, and he found the banner which says Dell, but actually that device is Cisco. So you can trick the attacker. So don't use some of the banners which will encourage the attackers. So when it comes to the ports to enumerate, and some of the ports, port 53, port 135, port 137, 139, 25, 3268, and 389 and 168, these are the ports are most vulnerable to enumerate. So please be careful, right? So in this case, once the enumeration is done, we are completely ready to do the system hacking. So you can use some of the enumeration tools, Win Fingerprint and SuperScan Hyena. I can show many tools, but since it's a session, most probably I will be going through in depth in our workshops. And in our workshops, our trainers will be going through everything in depth. But in this 1 hour time, and we can't go through all the tools because it will take time to enumerate and get the details as well. Once the enumeration is done, the first part of the hacking, footprinting, the next part, and recurrence, and the next part is the scanning, and finally the enumeration. So once the enumeration is done, you are completely ready to go for a system hacking. Now you are ready to go inside the system, gaining access, escalating the privileges, and hiding the files, and covering the tracks. So let's see one by one, so you will understand. So gaining access in the sense, You will be but cracking the passwords. Once you crack the passwords, you will get into the systems. Once you get into the systems, you will be escalating the privilege. Maybe if you know the exact vulnerability, you can use that particular CVE file. That means the exploitation file. You can use some of the tools like Metaexploit. Metaexploit will be exploiting, and after that you can attack into the environment and see the vulnerabilities and get admin access. So once you get the admin access, what's the purpose? Why you attack into that particular environment? Whether to get information. So for that purpose, you can create Trojans, some of the malwares you can create, or else backdoors you can create, the spy the environment and get enough information from that. Okay. And that information, you can get it through the executing application. The application you need to create. I don't know what's your motive is about. Depending on the motive, you can create the malware. Let's see, your motivation is to spy the environment. In order to spy the environment, you can get the malwares. That malware you will be creating to spy and sending you the information. Maybe email malware that you are sending, the particular target person's email information that will be keep on coming to you, right? And the next part is the hiding files. Once you have done the attack, so you will be exploiting the Trojans, spywares, backdoors and everything, but your antivirus or else any sort of monitoring tools not going to sleep. It's keep on monitoring. So for that purpose, you need to make sure hiding your exploits, hiding your malware or spyware. That's very important part. And once you have done it, okay, you are escaping from the security controls what you have. And same as when it comes to clearing logs, this is very, very important. Very important, clearing logs, because if you get most of the famous hackers, even you can see in my first slide itself, I have put many top 10 hackers, but unfortunately everybody got caught right after gaining the access. And same like when they are going to maintaining access, they properly maintaining the access, but clearing tracks, that's the place they failed as well. Because clearing tracks is very important. For an example, if you get the Windows, if somebody accesses your environment, all the access informations are available in the Windows itself. If you go to the Windows registry, you can simply find out, and all the informations are available there itself. So for that purpose, please make sure you are not giving the privileges to anybody to access that environment. And same like when the attacker attacks the environment, all the informations are available in the event viewer itself. If you are an attacker, you have to clear those logs, or else the next day the system administrator simply will find out which IP accessed that particular environment. You have to be very good in that. Still, I personally admire one hacker in the world, maybe around 1989, just to share some experience. 1989, and everybody knows in US, there is a teledrama called Dr. Wu. In 1989, some of the attacker who came while the episode is going on, and just everything went blurred for a while, and he came and talked like anonymous and went. Still government is searching, still couldn't find that particular hacker. Personally, what I feel is he's the best hacker in the world, because he didn't get caught still. That means he's very good at covering tracks, right? So that's one of the very important part when it comes to covering tracks. So in order to attack any system, that's what I told you. First, you need to do the footprinting part and scanning, enumeration, cracking the passwords. There are enough password cracker softwares are there. You can use the Hyena, and same like if you wanted to escalate the privileges. So Netscat and same like Nessus also you can use, and after that you can execute the applications and the hiding files and the covering tracks. These are the steps that you have to do. When it comes to password cracking, there are enough password cracking methodologies are there. One is called as dictionary attack. In this case, you have to have a best dictionary, and you need to have the huge word list, but to do the attack. But first of all, if you are going to crack any of the passwords, don't worry, many passwords are freely available in the web itself. And the default passwords, I have mentioned some of the sites in the slide, you can see, and simply you can find out the default passwords in that particular what sites itself. There are many default passwords are there. Simply, first of all, if you are going to crack any of the router's password, please go there and find out, okay, whether it's available or not. And after that, try to perform whether it's a dictionary or brute force or rule based, because these things are not a overnight work. It will take time. If you get the dictionary attack, you need to have a better dictionary, and that attack will be performing Brutus. You can use the tool called Brutus. Through the Brutus, it will be checking with you whether your dictionary and as well as the user account and the password are matching or not. And the brute forcing that you can do, and that will be every combination of the characters. The password will start to check with the combination of the characters, okay, that done by the tool itself. And the rule based attack, that means every organization, they used to set up some sort of a rules. In that particular rules, they will mention our password has to be, this rules should be matched. That means uppercase, lowercase, characters, number of what, so characters that you need to have. The reasons, okay, research shows, everybody knows, if I ask this question, so how many character password is the most secure, definitely you will tell 8. I know that. I know you will tell it's 8, but it's not 8. The reason research found, and after that, a few years before that, research found 13 characters would be fine to attack. Is okay, it will take time to attack, but now the recent research shows more than 21 characters. More than 21 characters you need to have in your password. It should not be dictionary term. It should be what, more secure and safer password as well. So that's one of the very important part, and you need to okay, think of this, right? And same like when it comes to what, password cracking tools, Kane Enable, THC Hydra, and this one also, again I'm telling, it won't do the work, okay, very quickly. It will take little time. So for that purpose, okay, it will okay, we can't be able to show in this particular small session, and most probably, okay, upcoming workshop we will be going in depth on this. So when it comes to keyloggers and the spywares, how the attackers, I was talking about the, okay, few slides before, I was talking about gathering information by the attackers, how they are going to gather information. So simple techniques, don't think too much. You don't need to think too much. Simple techniques, okay, you can spy your any system. If you get the keyloggers and if you get the spywares, you can use those keyloggers. So you can install those keyloggers, the what, executed environment. So once you have done the executed environment, you will be what, executing some of the applications like application keyloggers. These keyloggers will be record all the activities and send it to you. And there are enough keyloggers are there, hardware keyloggers are there, software keyloggers are there. You can use, but if you are hacking to the remote environment, definitely it's going to be a software keylogger. So you can use one of the software keyloggers, and the software keyloggers will help you to what, attack. So that can be used very easily by you. Okay, so those keyloggers are one of the very important one. You have to make sure, okay, using in your environment when you are going to do the what, so execution and as well as the attack phase. So after attacking, you can get okay, lot of information over there. Every information simply you can find out through the what, the keyloggers and the spywares as well. So when it comes to anti-keyloggers, this is very important. In order to protect your computer system, you can have Ximena anti-keylogger or else the super anti-spyware, so which will find if you have any hardware keyloggers or software keyloggers available in that particular environment. Now let's see how real hacking looks like. You have seen, it's a small video, you have seen how it's difficult. It takes enough time. It takes a lot of time to do the attacking. So for that purpose, don't think the attacks you can perform very easily. It will take a lot of time as well. So let's jump back to our Kali Linux box and just see a few things in the Kali Linux itself. and root and tour, and let me go to Nmap. Let me close this, and let me go to the new one, and you can see the Nmap 2 that we can use for various purpose as st, and I'm going to perform a TCP scan. In the TCP scan, you are going to find out all the TCP information, and in the TCP scan, simply that will be showing you and what sort of information that you can gather, okay, through the TCP information. So let's see, right? And I have other boxes as well, and you might wonder what sort of what IP address that I'm providing here. So through that you will be thinking. So now the scan starts. So where I'm performing these scans, right? So OS seems down. It shows OS seems down, and it can't perform the scan. So don't worry. So let me check, okay, whether the host is down. Yes, that's correct. So I already switched on this Windows Server machine and Windows Server 2016 machine. These are my target machines. I already made sure, and Windows Server 2016 is fine, and 2012, no, that's not fine. Okay, that's not what target yet. And let me see, let me give the password and make sure whether the system is up and running. And if I go to Kali Linux, and again I'm planning to run the scan results. Now you can see this takes enough time. So this is what I told you, and don't think everything happens overnight. And for example, in here I'm performing a scan for what, Windows Server and as well as the Windows 16. That's in my same virtualized environment, but it takes little time because it has to what, scan everything, every port information, every services, then only which will be giving you the results. So for that purpose it takes little time to perform. Anyway, so we will, okay, see the results, okay, after coming back to this one. And let's get back to the slides again. Yeah, what is social engineering? This is one of the very important one. Okay, after the system hacking is done and I have to perform, okay, some of the Nmap one, it takes a little time. So for that purpose, okay, back to the session again. If you get the social engineering, this is one of the major technique nowadays used by the what most of the attackers, and through this what they used to do is they will easily compromise anything through the social engineering. So you have to be very careful when you are talking to the person in person. Okay, there is a in-person social engineering is easy. For an example, I'm telling, so you're planning to crack the password of your friend. So if you get Google email, or else if you get Yahoo, or else if you get any sort of the email. So what happens is here, any emails if you find, they ask some of the funny and easy security questions. What's your first pet name? And what's your mother's maiden name? What's your father's maiden name? Where your father was born? And this kind of information, if you see, your siblings definitely know this answer for these questions. So sibling can crack the password very easily because they know enough information about you. And same as, so when it comes to your friends, friends knows most of the information about this. So for that purpose, social engineering is one of the mostly used technique nowadays for the by the attackers for attacking anything. For an example, if a person's what email password or else website information, or else if they wanted to compromise any sort of website, or else any sort of servers as well, you have to be very careful what you're talking and very careful what sort of information that you're putting. And same as one of the funny thing I have seen in many websites nowadays, if you see the organization, in the organization site, nicely they are in the website, they have given nice information about the about us and everything they have given. And you can see in the bottom of the website, we are Cisco Power Company. Wow, what a great information for the attacker, because attacker will know this company uses everything Cisco devices. Don't give unwanted information in the public sites and your website, or else in the newsletters as well. The recently I have seen in the news, some of the banks over here, what they have done is they have signed with Citrix, and what Citrix server that they have purchased and nicely mentioned over there, nicely mentioned in the newsletter. In the news it shows Citrix has this much of a deal, and this much of what, so the servers have been purchased, and exactly they have shown this is the servers in the news. The attacker will easily find out, no need to do the footprinting. So simply you will find out the information. The social engineering is more effective nowadays. So this is the technique mostly used nowadays. So for an example, if it is a web hacking also, most of the web hacking also they use the social engineering technique. So for that purpose, you have to be very careful what sort of information that you're putting on the web. So there are enough techniques are there, and there are techniques like impersonation, wishing, shoulder surfing, dumpster driving, eavesdropping, and same like if you go to the computer techniques, phishing, sending spam mails, pop up in the Windows attacks, instant chat messenger you can create, some sort of a bots you can create, and same like the mobile application also you have to be very careful. Nowadays, okay, there are enough attackers are there, they are publishing malicious applications in the mobile that get all the information of you, and repackaging the legitimate apps and using the fake security apps also there. You have to be very careful when you are going to use these applications in the mobile itself. You can be able to easily compromise. So that's one of the part in the social engineering. You have to be very careful, because nowadays most of the attackers use the social engineering technique to attack. When it comes to web hacking, so everybody knows how web application works, and the web hacking is not that easy. It will take okay, enough time, because enough time in the sense what I'm mentioning as a enough time in the sense it takes a lot of time to attack, because each phase you need to find out, okay, whether it's a logging form has any vulnerabilities, the firewall has any vulnerabilities, web server has any vulnerabilities, or else the database has any vulnerabilities, or else the web application itself, okay, has any vulnerabilities. So when you are doing the web development, please make sure you are what, using proper algorithm, and you are using proper security best practices to do any work. So that's very important when it comes to the what, the web application when you are building. If not, okay, simply by using simple techniques like the techniques like parameter tampering technique, and simply adding the parameter in the URL and okay, doing the tampering of the website, or else they can perform the directory traversal attacks. So these attacks will be restrict the directories to access for yourself itself, and same like security misconfiguration. This is very very important. Whatever the websites that you are building, whatever the systems that you are building, it's not a matter at all. If you don't know the best security best practices, how you can apply to the environment, so that's one of the main goal. And same like you need to figure out your web application has any injection flows, cross-site scripting, and the SQL injection flows are available or not. So through that you can find out if there is any vulnerabilities available in the website or not. Okay, that's one of the very important part in the web hacking. So one of the web hacking techniques are cross-site request forgery and the buffer overflow. And the buffer overflow, most of the time the buffer overflow attack, which will be done with the DDoS itself. With the DDoS itself, okay, that attack will be performing. So that's one of the very important part. I know, okay, that the time is up. And same like the finally and the Google hacking, and this is one of the okay part is very interesting part, and you can go to the website, and you can use some of the what, so simple URLs, right? Through the simple URLs you can find a lot of informations. So I know, okay, we have less time, so but I will try to show you few things in the Google itself. And right, if I go to Google Chrome, And if I wanted to find out some information like passwords, right, and we can use some sort of operators, the file type passwords after 2008, right, and you can see so a lot of passwords are freely available for you. See how secure these people are, right? And software.databasedevelop.com, the passwords are freely available in the web itself. You don't need to have a showdown. You can have simply what Google docking techniques, and simply you can find out the password details. This is one of the technique you can find out the password details. And same like, okay, well, try okay some other as well. And in title, the index of in URL FTP after 2018. I'm not targeting anybody. I'm just okay sending a targets. Look at this, lot of FTP informations are there. ftpubuntu.com, some of the FTP informations are available. You can find out okay, only the port 3 they are secure a little bit, and there are some cameras. Okay, FTP informations are there. So these information that you can find by yourself very easily on web. And one of the funniest things sometimes, right, and what they used to do is, and you can enumerate okay a lot of things, okay, maybe the file logs that you can find as well. So let's see. Or in text, username, file type log, you can see a lot of username file types are available. So these file types also that you can find very easily. These are some sort of a small what Google docking techniques, and same as you can find out the cameras freely available on web, and whatever the cameras are visible to the web, and the passwords are visible to web. That's what I showed you, the DB password, and that will be showing everything. And same like okay, that will be showing the current time. Okay, current time, what are the activities are happening in the Google. These are some sort of a small Google docking techniques, and when the time persists, and maybe in the next session, and we can go in depth of it. So that's about the Google hacking, and you can use the Google hacking database for finding about the vulnerabilities as well. Okay, just go to the Google and type GHDB, and that will be giving you the complete database. If you wanted to have the vulnerabilities to find out with that, and you can find the vulnerabilities there itself. And same like exploit.db site also that you can use to find the vulnerabilities as well. So these are some sort of popular Google Docs, and you can easily find, and the file types and everything is given. You can use these operators. These operators are simply by using, you can get a lot of information about from the Google itself. So that's all for the session, and I hope you enjoyed. I know it's a very short session, but I hope you enjoyed the overview of the white hat ethical hacking. And so please send me the questions and the feedbacks about this, and in our upcoming webinars we can improve. So just tell us okay, what are the areas okay that we need to improve, and what are the workshops and the webinars you are looking for from us. So as we are Vega Institute, and we are proudly and honored to announce our security track that's called as Vega Certified White Hat Hacker Program. That's one of the popular program nowadays. We are so planning to launch, and everything is ready. And as I told you before the session, and so I'm going to announce something in later. And if you see Vega Certified Security Certification steps, and these steps we have designed for the people who start the career from the beginning. From the beginning to the expert level, we are going to guide you. We will be making sure you are competent enough for the corporate, and as well as whatever the corporate challenges that you are facing in the security industry, you can easily overcome through these certifications. So one of the first certification we are announcing, that is VCSA and Vega Certified Security Administrator. This will be mostly network defending techniques we will be explaining in this course. And course duration and as well as the course information, you can get it from our website and you can get it from our contact us details as well. And same as the next step is, that is the interesting part, the Vega Certified White Hat Hacker. In here we will be talking about all the ethical hacking techniques, and as well as we will be, this is completely offensive security certification. So this certification is, we are targeting to make yourself into the white hat hacking level. So if you want to become a proper penetration tester, highly technical guy in the industry, so that white hat hacking only not enough. So in that case, you need to have some sort of information about the forensics as well. For an example, if your hard disk crashed in your corporate environment, why it's crashed, what sort of information that you lost, and you need to do the proper investigation. So we will make sure you will be expert in that area, and we are we are planning to launch that course also soon. That's Vega Certified Computer Forensic Expert, and that will be covering all the forensics part of it. And finally, and that is for the chief information security level people. That is for the chief people. They are working on security management, and as well as they are working on most of the security aspects of compliances, policies, governance. That means the top level security managers. So in that stage, people, we are introducing a new certification, Vega Certified Information Security Officer, so which will be covering maybe around 10 to 12 domains. So we will be making sure this particular certification will be competent enough, and as well as will be better than any other certification right now you have in the market. So that's the entire track. So if I wanted to tell you about our examination, so just I'm giving the examination detail only about what the Vega Certified White Hat Hacker. So in that White Hat Hacker, so if you see, so that examination, it's really challenging examination. Because why we need to set a really challenging examination? Because we need to make sure you are competent enough for the industry. When you are going to the corporate, and you can be able to easily face any sort of penetration testing environment, or else easy to face any security challenges. So for that purpose, it's a 2 hours brutal exam, and you have MCQ and the practical together. This is an online proctored exam, 100 question, and the 75 is the passing score. And that is the examination type. It's an online one you can do. Once you pass the exam, and you will be getting this kind of certification. And so currently we are working with the government as well, and in order to make sure, and this certification will be approved for many industry, right? And already we have so enough credentials for this, and we are working on to get the approvals as well. And and you will be getting this kind of a nice badge, and Vega Certified White Hat Hacking Officer certification once you finish. And you will be getting this type of the badge, and as well as this type of a certification as well. Just to give you an idea. Wow, this is the great time that I was really waiting. And I told you in the starting of the session, I will be announcing, and one of the best part of our program, and as well as one of the surprise, we are on creation of a operating system like Kali Linux, but it's far more better than Kali Linux, the operating system called vBird. So that interface only we are introducing. We are proud, and we are so much honored to introduce in this session. This is the first time we are introducing in a session, and first time we are introducing our operating system as well, that is vBird. And this will be far more better than Kali Linux, and this will be coming up with a bunch of tools and a bunch of features, and we will be keep on upgrading this operating system. So most of the time, you have our White Hat program, we will be using this vBird, so Kali Linux version, and this version will be having, maybe you can see, for an example, default Kali Linux, I installed the sublister from outside. So in the vBird, you don't need, that will be pre-installed already. So, and same like these are some sort of a vBird tools, and And same like our browser, these are some of the screenshot of our operating system. And wait for us, and from mostly from our next session onwards, we will be using this operating system. You will be enjoying this. So, and these are our partners. And now we are partnered with Microsoft and Next Tech Services, Simon Tech, AB, Easy Council as well. And Easy Council also we are partnered, and Oracle, and Silver Learning with AZCA, and Criterion and the PCP. And these are the partnerships right now we have. And we are working with them for many years, and same like every locations. So every locations we are working on that. And our clients, okay, you can see these are our clients, and right now we work with many clients all over the world. And these are our clients, okay, just you can get an idea. And who are the clients, okay, we work with, and who are the clients, okay, we have given the training and the consulting services. And same as not only the security certification, we have many more other certifications as well. When it comes to vendor neutral certification, we have CompTIA and Microsoft certification, Cisco, and the EC Council certification. We have the full stack EC Council certifications as well, and the Oracle certification when it comes to the administration side, cloud side, and as well as the development side. We have all sort of Oracle programs, and the ISO. This is very important nowadays. Nowadays, many organizations they are going for a compliances, and the compliances wise, the many security managers they are focusing on ISO certifications. The ISO certifications also we have, and same like Axelos, Symantec programming as well. And thank you very much. And we are expecting to meet again very soon. And so if there is any questions, okay, you can forward to us right now. So I'm available for some time to answer your questions. So some of the questions I have seen, and they are asking about Python. Why Python is mostly used in the tools creation and all. One is the Python is easy, execution is faster, and same as okay when you get the Python compatibility with the Windows, and as well as the compatibility with the Linux and any other platforms, okay, it's working easily, and as well as the enumeration, and as well as that building with the Python, okay, which will make your work easily. So that's one of the reason why Python used, not only Python, and we use the bash as well, and same as we use C++ as well. But personally, if I wanted to recommend, and please start with C++ and learn the programming basics, and after that try to learn Python, bash scripting, and the assembly. So these are my personal recommendation. And so questions, if there is any questions, I can answer some questions. So, and somebody is asking hi this, and they are from Pradarsan Institute of Science Technology for Men. Is Arogya setup app set you? I can't understand the question properly. Is somebody called Omkardeep Singh? He has written the question called, is Arogya setup app hackable? Is the data really at risk? It's okay. Any app is hackable, right? And nothing is 100% secure. For an example, when they were introducing the black phone, everybody might be knowing what is black phone is about. And they were introduced like black phone is the world's highest secure and most secure device, but still that's hackable. So for that purpose, you just try it. You just try it and see, okay, most probably whether you can be able to hackable or not. I can pick up few questions, and there is a guy called Shivaraj asks, why hackers are using Python for hacking? As I know, this is one of the shortest coding and very simple program and the fastest. Yeah, you are correct. You are correct. I answered this question already. And is there any other questions? And Sasi Kumar, if I am changing the password at regular intervals, hacker can able to attack. If that means what is the time period to regular interval, example after 25 days need to change the password. Yes, every month you need to change the password, and as well as the password should be more complex. That's called as fine-grained password. It should be a fine-grained password, so then only the password will be secure, because nowadays enough tools are there to attack the password. So for that purpose the passwords hacking is very easy if it is any type of password. So the best practice is once in 30 days changing the passwords, and also and the password complexity requirement you need to face. And as I told you, the recent research shows 21 characters the password should be way big enough, and as well as you need to have a fine grain. And also please make sure not using the last 10 passwords. That's very important. Don't repeat the same password. Maybe most of you what you are doing is, okay, you are having a 3-4 password, keep on repeating. Don't do that. And the Anil Kumar Pupati, okay, he asked, suggest me how should be the length of password to avoid hacking. That's what I told you, more than 20. And so I didn't get much more questions of it, so thank you very much. But one thing I need to announce, and upcoming Vega workshop on June, and if you are very much interested on what white hat hacking program, and first of all you need to make sure you are competent enough. So whether you are ready, right? So in that case, whether you are ready, so in that case what you can do is, and you can do the junior white hat hacker program. That will be covering all the Linux bases, and as well as, okay, that will be covering the all the basics of the hacking. So once you learn it, okay, you are ready for the Vega certified white hat hacker program. This is the program we are proudly announcing as soon as possible. We will be announcing soon, okay, what is the date and all, and please join us. And there are a few more questions I can answer. Which program is the best for hacking? And for me, Python. But it's about you. It's about you. Okay, if you are very good at any language, mostly you can use any language. And yeah, other questions. What is the difference between Nmap and Wireshark? Yes, and that's depending on the purpose. Nmap mostly used for the the scanning purpose, and the Wireshark is for the identifying the vulnerabilities. Okay, that's all today, and thank you very much for joining us again. Thank you very much for IEEE, the IEEE in the sense, okay, St. Joseph's Institute. Okay, it's a great pleasure, and as well as it's honor for me, and as well as for Vega to deliver this particular session. Thank you very much, and hope to see you in the next session soon.